Now we're going to get into the 5 different analyzers that the Beatnik has. The first of which is the one we've already been in, which is subdivisions. We talked about being able to change between 16th notes or quarter notes or eighth notes. So that's the first of the 5 analyzers, which again we've already been in. The second analyzer is a phrase analyzer. We can set up any phrase we want up to 2 measures long. So push your analyzer button, rotate your selector knob from subdivisions 1 note to the right, 1 click to the right, into the phrase analyzer mode. So we can push start and listen to the phrase that comes factory preset, which is a quarter note, 2 eighth notes, and 4 16th notes, and it sounds like this. We can design any phrase we want. So I'm going to walk you through setting up a phrase, and we're going to use the phrase that the world's most accurate drummer competition has been set at for the last couple years. So you're in phrase mode on analyzers. Now we're going to go over here and push phrase setup. Okay, so we've got a set of 3 arrows next to the quarter note. You can see the second part of the phrase is the 8th note, and the third part is the 16th note. We're gonna fill in subdivisions for all 8 of those numbers there, and we're going to do that by using the selector knob. Leave the first one at a quarter, so just rotate 1 to the right, and we'll go down to 2. So now push the selector knob in, and that underlines what subdivision that second part is. We're going to rotate that 1 to the left to get it down to a quarter note as well. Push your selector knob again. Now we can rotate down to the third part. Push your selector knob again. We can rotate from 16th notes. We're going to set that one at a quarter note as well. Again, push your selector knob, rotate down to the 4th part. We're just going to repeat this process until we get through all 8. The 4th part is the 8th notes. The 5th part is 8th note triplets. The 6th part is 16th notes. 7th part is 16th note triplets. And the 8th part is 32nd notes. So here's what our phrase sounds like. So to get a good idea of how you did, you want to run through your pattern at least 10 times. And so now I've stopped my session, and I'm going to scroll through and add up my score, a perfect score being 800 because we have 8 different subdivisions and 100% for each subdivision. So push your note beat button, and you can scroll through or just keep pushing the note beat button. And here, in this little window here, normally that for all the other analyzers, that's just going to be an asterisk, meaning there's no pertinent information going to be in that window. But for the phrase analyzer, we're going to see that number go up for each different subdivision or each different part of the phrase that we've set up. So there will be 8 parts. You'll see that scroll through. So let's add up my score here. The first quarter note was 100%, and the second quarter note was 100%. The third quarter note was 83%, so for a total of 283. The 8th notes got 91%, so that's 374. 8th note triplets was 88%, so 462 so far. 16th notes, 100%. 16th note triplets, 94. So that's 656 and 100%. So that's a total of 756 out of 800. And you can just kind of look through again at your pixels and see when you were consistently early or consistently late and make the adjustments from there. And that's the phrase analyzer. So the third analyzer is the tracking analyzer. Push your analyzer button, rotate your selector knob to tracking. And so what this does is the Beatnik is just going to play quarter notes at whatever tempo you have it set at. I still have it set at 60 beats per minute. And it's going to tell you, if you decide to play 16th notes, it's going to tell you how accurately you're subdividing that quarter note into 16th notes or into 8th note triplets. And you'll see the target areas show up as you change into those notes. Let me demonstrate that. I'll start out with 16th notes. I'm going to switch right into triplets. You can see the screen switched for me. Switch one more time into 8th notes. Very interesting analyzer, and also very difficult to get high scores on. So the fourth analyzer is the groove analyzer, which is good because playing drums isn't always about being exactly right on the beat. Sometimes you want to be a little bit back in the pocket or ahead of the beat. And this analyzer helps you to see visually how you're doing with that. So push your analyzer button, rotate your selector knob until you find the groove setting. Right now I've got this set at 8th notes, 60 beats per minute, and we're on the expert level. And that gives us a 5 beat per minute margin of error each direction. So we're going to shoot for 60 beats per minute, but we could go up as high as 65 beats per minute and still be okay, or as low as 55 beats per minute and still seem okay before the Beatnik buzzes at us if we go outside of that margin of error. And here's what that sounds like. So now that I've started playing, you see the arrow struggling to find the center. So if I slow it down a little bit, it's going to buzz at me with a low buzz. Start again. So all my objective is to keep it in the center, or if I want to play a little bit behind, I can try and make that arrow go a little late or a little early. If I speed up too much, it's going to buzz at me again. And that's the groove analyzer. So the fifth and final analyzer is the dynamic analyzer. So if your analyzer button is illuminated, rotate your scroller knob until you get to the dynamic analyzer. Now you see we've got one target area in the middle of the screen, and all of our notes, whether we're playing 30-second notes or quarter notes or 8th notes, are going to register in that target area. But what we're going to be looking for is a horizontal line that tells us how hard we're hitting the pad. So let's get this one started with the start button. If I play nice and light, you'll see the horizontal line is down there towards the bottom. Try and keep it down there. If I play a little harder, it's going to come up towards the top. Alternating hands, you can really see if you're playing evenly between your two hands and how you're doing with your dynamic control. That's the dynamic analyzer.